Hey everybody, TacticAngel here. We're back on the World of Warships Legends, playing on the PlayStation 4, but actually today we're not going to be doing a whole lot of playing. We're just going to be talking about some of the basic things that you can do when you're first getting started with World of Warships Legends. Some things that you might see in my videos that might confuse you, and this is going to try to get you up to speed on settings and what you're seeing on this main menu, and also then in port. So when you first start out World of Warships, you're going to come to this screen and it's not going to have nearly as much stuff on it. You're going to have the option to play the game, and you're going to have the stuff on the bottom, but not a whole lot else. Once you hit play, you're going to go into this versus AI. You're going to want to play against the computer for a bit, but before you do that, consider that you may want to fiddle about with some of your settings. So to access your settings, you're going to find it on the lower part of this main menu. No real trick there, it's called settings. So opening that up, you see I play with preset 2. And preset 2 is very useful for me because when things start heating up and you need those split-second life or death decisions, I do not usually do very well with the idea that X means forward and circle means backwards. Instead, if I want to speed up, I found that hitting up on the left thumbstick is a little bit more intuitive, and then if I want to slow down, if I hit down on that thumbstick, I will slow down and I will not die sometimes. Also, if you watch some of my videos, you will see the artillery tracking cam. That is what is now X on how I play the game, and apparently this is not an option that you get on all of the control schemes. You'll have to make some decisions about how useful that is versus how useful the thing that you get if you don't choose this control scheme is, but let's look at what that might be. So here we have control set 4, and the reason why a lot of people use this is because you have gun lock, and that is tied to hitting the L3 button or pressing down on the thumbstick. I'm not sure what you want to call it on the Xbox, but if you click that, then you can look around without moving your guns, and you can do it in a way that isn't the same as the lock guns and look around button, which kind of zooms you back and you kind of get a bird's eye view of your ship. The problem with that setting is that you really can't see very far, and if you're looking for useful information about how many hit points somebody has, you're just not getting it from that view. Now I think they start you over here on preset 6. You'd think that you'd start on preset 1, but I think you start at the dead last one. When you're looking at this, there are a couple things you want to notice also. Pretty much most of the controls stay mostly the same. That's good, that's bad. You see that the quick commands menu moves around quite a bit. It was circle on the preset that I use, it's L1 on the preset 4, and it's R1 on this preset. And in this case you get the gun lock and look around, that's the down angle on the ship. And instead of clicking the left thumbstick, if you click it now, that'll engage and disengage the target lock. I will tell you more about the target lock when I talk about shooting guns, and that will be in another video. So I've shown you all of the even number presets, and now we're looking at preset number 1. It's the odd preset that is basically paired up with preset number 2, which I use. Now if you use this preset versus the preset that I use, the difference is really what does square and triangle do differently between those two, and that works the same for preset 3 and 4, and then preset 5 and 6. So the difference between these presets really is all of the odd number presets allow you to switch weapons back and forth between guns and torpedoes by hitting triangle, and then once you have a weapon selected, it changes the fire mode if you hit square. So if you're shooting AP rounds in your ship and you want to shoot HE rounds, you would hit square when you have the gun selected. If you switch back over to torpedoes and then hit it, it'll change the firing spread from narrow to wide, or for British it works a little bit differently. That'll be a tale for another time. If you're using an even number preset, essentially what you're looking at is the triangle button's your torpedo button. If you hit triangle, it'll select torpedoes. If you hit it again, it'll change the firing mode on the torpedoes. If you hit square, it's always referencing your guns. If you hit square again, it will change the type of ammo that you're shooting. Now, it's really up to you which one of those things is more intuitive. I personally kind of like the ability to always know that if I want my guns, it's always the same button. The problem is if you hit that button twice, you start reloading your guns, and that works out really, really poorly if you're in a battleship. So the other thing that we want to look at on this screen is the collision prevention. It starts enabled, and as you start to play the game, you might notice that as you're going in one direction and you're firing away and not really paying attention to where you're going, that your boat might start to change its heading. And what's happening there is that the computer is kind of playing your XO and being like, Captain, we need to steer away because otherwise we're going to hit this island. It won't stop you from running into another ship. It will only stop you from running into an island. That's a good thing to have enabled, at least at the very beginning when you're just getting familiar with the game. I find that the more you play, the more this will kind of annoy you, because the more you feel like you should be able to control your own ship, do whatever you want, and if you want to run into an island, that's on me. I have it enabled right now simply because the current version of the game is a little buggy in terms of the collision prevention, and sometimes if you turn it off, then your ship will turn towards island masses, which is really, really unhelpful. So whatever control scheme and whatever other settings you want to use on this, take note of where your quick commands are, because your quick commands are really going to be the best way for you to communicate with your team. Yes, you can wear a headset. You can scream into it all you want. It doesn't guarantee anyone is going to listen. They could be in a party. They could have their voice chat turned all the way down, and there's another way to turn off voice chat once you're actually in the game. So take note of this quick command thing. There are, in particular, a couple of things that you want to know how it works. If you want to use that tracking camera that I am talking about, you're going to want to hit X. To show that, we're going to have to do a little bit of gameplay here. Whenever you hit X, you're going to track the last projectile that you shot, no matter how many projectiles are out there. So there we're following some shells. If there were torpedoes and I hit X again, I'd follow them. If we use the command wheel, some of the context changes when your cursor is pointed at another player on your team, or in this case a base. Or if I had done that and I was targeting an enemy, it'd say everybody attack that ship. So important to use that. It's not just to say stone the crows. So back in the settings menu, you see here, this is one place where you can turn voice chat off. So if you're playing and you just keep getting into annoying parties, you turn it all the way down. You're never going to hear another soul in your life. You can also mess with the other volume settings here. If you want to turn the music off so you can, rock out to something else, then there you go. The game features several colorblind modes. I think usually when you upload a video to YouTube, it's considered polite to upload with, one of these set. But if you're not colorblind, it really looks bizarre. Like, this is... If you have tritanopia... I guess that means you can only see 3 colors. It turns the entire game green. And this is really, really upsetting to me. Wow, green and purple. Okay, Joker colors. But anyway, that's there. For some reason, you can delete your Wargaming account. This seems like a really terrible feature to be in the game, but there it is. So now we're back to the main menu. Out of settings. If you're brand new to the game, I really do encourage you, play several games against the AI, use the different control presets and see which one works best for you. They do give you a slightly different feel for, following shots or having a better camera, or just having the buttons in the right place at the right time. And for everybody, that feeling is really going to be personal. I would not suggest that you just start up the game, though, and assume that the settings that they have selected for you are the best. We're also going to talk a little bit about some of the other things that are on this screen. The first thing I want to draw your attention to, in the hopes that I haven't lost everyone who's watching, is the store. And I'm not doing that because specifically I'm a shill for wargaming, but every day you can go in here and there's a free basic container. And you'll be able to select that. You don't need any doubloons, anything. You just hit that, you obtain it. Free basic container. It doesn't give you a whole lot, but it's free, so you should maybe go do that. I'm sure the reason why they put this here every day is to reward people who are continuously playing, but also to kind of tease them over towards this deal of the day where they discount something for essentially 24 hours at a time, and you get a little bit of a break if you want to buy it. Now that we have our chest for the day, there are a couple of ways you can go about opening it. One of which is to go down here to containers, but we're not going to do that. For the fun of it, we're just going to open up the port menu, because pretty much the other things I'm going to tell you about this are things that you can see in the port or that you can see on the main menu. You see up in the upper right hand corner, I can hit triangle, I can start a division. This allows me to invite other players into the game. Then I will be able to select ships and they'll be able to select ships, and we can go in and play together. That's fun stuff. The thing that isn't very obvious is that you can actually hit left here, and each one of these options is selectable. And of course, you can acquire more doubloons. If you hit that, it's just going to take you back to the shop. There you see the price for doubloons. You want to do that, great. The second thing up here is the ability to convert doubloons to credits, which is basically allowing you to convert like gold to silver in World of Tanks. You just hit that. It's a slider. You can go to your heart's content. You're not going to get much of a deal here. They sometimes do sell packs of silver if you really want to spend money for just units. I don't traditionally think that's a good way of spending your money, but it's your money, so do whatever you want. The third option up here we see is to convert Elite XP to Global XP. Elite XP is XP that you have received above and beyond what you need to get to the next boat in any particular line. So after you've completely researched everything, all of that extra XP goes into Elite XP on that boat. To convert it, you hit X here. It doesn't take it off of any particular ship this way, but as you can see, you can essentially get a whole bunch of free XP by doing this. I'm not going to do it, nor am I going to suggest it. Most people consider this to be a not very good use of your money, but once again, your money is your money, so whatever you want, man. Finally, we have a second way of opening containers. You hit X here, it'll take you exactly the same place to your containers, and boom, open it up. You can see the not terribly interesting things that I got today. Too bad, Wargaming. It would have been real nice for you to give me something sweet while I'm recording a video, but whatever. Like I said, not a shill for them, but hopefully some of this information is useful to you, because particularly navigating this stuff up here, this was not very obvious to me the first time I started. In fact, I think I have wrongly told people that you cannot currently convert Elite XP into Global XP. Super sorry. So anyway, like I said, this is mostly for the new players out there. I'm going to be doing some other videos about how to play World of Warships from the beginning, so that new players have a place to start. And You know, we all play the first couple of games and we're all really, really terrible. But hopefully this will help get some people up to speed so they can have fun like the rest of us. So that's all for me today. Thanks everybody for watching, for listening. I'll see you guys on the next one.